This 2015 NLDS telecast on TBS is brought to you by Cialis and by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
1-0 St. Louis. This great rivalry matching up first time in the postseason. A few Cubs fans have made their way into Busch Stadium, but otherwise a sea of red. And you know they are fired up and ready to go at Wrigley Field when this series will head back north to Chicago. That'll be Monday for Game 3, and the Cubs have Jake Arrieta lined up to work in that game on Monday. Lackey has a 1-0 lead over Madden and the Cubs. That was a first-inning run. Matt Holliday with an RBI single. And Lackey starts his 5th inning now. Anthony Rizzo at the plate.
Oh, good pitch. Inside, keeping him honest. And then drop that beauty in there.
And the 3 infielders on the right side for Rizzo.
Another one.
Rizzo shows bunt, trying to beat the shift. He's done that in the past. I'm sure the Cardinals would be A-OK with Rizzo trying to drop a bunt every time. Anthony had a big year. 31 homers, 6 in the National League. His 101 RBIs led the Cubs. Ended up 3rd in the NL in that category. And pops this one up. Foul. That one's headed for the seats.
You don't see too many guys shake off Molina. He must have shook off Molina 3 times right there to get that breaking ball down and in.
Look how close Rizzo is to the plate. Like you said, Dennis, that pitch is
going to hit him in the shoe.
Yeah. Look at him now, though, guys. He's up on the end of the bat, choked up a little bit. He gets 2 strikes on him. He's cutting down on his swing a little bit.
No player in the big leagues hit more often than Rizzo this year, and Lackey puts him away with a high fastball. Had some serious run on it, and Rizzo is a strikeout victim. Lackey has 3 now.
Check out this sidearm, almost sidearm delivery that you said had a lot of run on it, but he hadn't seen this delivery the whole time. Over the top fastballs in, a couple curveballs, and then he sort of drops down a little bit, trying to get that ball in, but he punches him out anyway, running across the plate.
One of the signs too right there, guys. Molina had to retrieve that baseball and tag him. Did you see how that pitch? I know it was running, but it kind of waffled his glove a little bit. Wasn't able to catch it cleanly.
Yeah, and those pitches that come in and they're not the clean catches, those are the ones Mike Matheny said he'll be concerned about. It's the unusual pitch. It's the foul tip into the glove. Molina's dealing with that thumb injury on his catching hand.
I'll tell you, Lackey will not let a pitch go by that he thinks is a strike. He will make a reaction. He cannot help himself.
2-0 to Starlin Castro. Castro in the big leagues at 20. He was a National League hits leader at age 21 in the major leagues. It's been a strange year for him. I'm sure he never thought he'd be A, in the postseason with the Cubs, B, playing second base in the postseason with the Cubs.
I thought Joe Madden paid him as good a compliment as you could pay a player today in our meeting with him, calling him one of the best teammates he's ever had in terms of what he did after he was moved out of shortstop and how he adjusted.
And Castro on the ground to short. He's sure-handed Johnny Peralta for out number 2.
And for Castro, that's after being dogged like big time several years ago, right? Yeah. Lackadaisical play at shortstop. He's turned it all the way around.
Well, all of a sudden they got another guy that can play shortstop equal to or better than he was playing.
Lackey 2 up 2 down with a K here in the 5th inning. Only base runner for the Cubs was a walk by Schwarber last inning. Lackey immediately wiped that out with a double play. And Coughlin, a pop-up. Carpenter, easy. And John Lackey developing into a story here. He has held the Cubs hitless through the first 5 innings at Busch.
Who's ready to have a baby?
Buster Posey.
You're not my doctor.
Come on, I'm sort of your doctor. I mean, we both wear gloves, and we always deliver in the clutch.
Gloves? Clutch.
No, I'm sorry.
Perhaps we take a vote?
No.
Okay, guys, are we gonna do this or not?
Let him try.
No.
Sorta you isn't you.
Honey, you're embarrassing me in front of Buster Posey.
Esurance helps make sure you only pay for what's right for you, not someone sorta like you. Esurance, official sponsor of Major League Baseball.
Amore.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover, featuring an available Uconnect system with a 6.5-inch touchscreen and available all-wheel drive. Well-rounded, has never looked so sharp. Lease a 500X for only $179 a month for 39 months and get up to 34 mpg highway.
This is the feeling of turning a game you love into a lifetime of cash. DraftKings.com, the daily fantasy baseball destination, is giving away over $300 million this baseball season. And the games are one day, so you can play for your share every single day. Just pick your sport, pick your players, and pick up your cash. Step up to the plate at DraftKings.com. Play with promo code SLIDE and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has Motor Trend's 2015 Truck of the Year?
Ram.
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Now qualified buyers get 0% financing for 72 months on this 2015 Chevy Silverado 4-door double cab. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
This is amazing.
That's amazing.
Real people are discovering surprising things at Chevy.
We're sold.
It's so pretty.
Beautiful.
It feels great.
Perfect. This is not what I would expect from a Chevy at all.
Get more than you expect for less than you imagined. The 2015 models are going fast. Find your tag and get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on select 2015 vehicles in stock. Or get 0% financing for 72 months on most remaining 2015 Chevy vehicles.
Tonight's game summary is presented by Geico. Cardinals-Cubs, game one of the NLDS, and it is 1-0. Matt Holliday with an RBI single in the first inning, and John Lackey 5 hitless innings against the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, the story of this game is John Lackey, the way that he's commanded the baseball. A couple line drives he's gotten away with.
Colton Wong leads off for St. Louis. Cardinals are at the bottom of their order. We'll see Lackey next, and then back to the top of the frame in Matt Carpenter. Lester giving up that first inning run on back-to-back hits. The Scotty doubled, Holliday an RBI single. Wong has a double. That was a little flare in the second inning. That came with 2 outs. And Hayward has a single. Those are the hits against Lester. Last inning, Lester stranded Hayward at second base.
He's run a lot of counts full, but he's made the pitch when he's had to.
And the 0-2, and Wong a swing and a miss. Not much he can do with that one. Strikeout number 7 for John Lester.
Haven't seen too many curveballs, but that's one of them right there. We're talking about way off speed after throwing that hard cutter. Gets him way out front. Hadn't seen that.
Cubs with 97 wins this year, and yet they finished 3rd in their division. They would have won any other division in the major leagues with the exception of the National League Central. Cardinals a 100-win season, winning the 3rd consecutive division title. And they'll have home field through the World Series. 5th consecutive postseason for St. Louis as well, and for Mike Matheny, his 4th straight. Has to be among those considered for manager of the year in the National League, especially with the injuries that they dealt with this year. As Lester makes quick work of Lackey, back-to-back Ks, gives him 8.
And they've been to the NLCS 4 straight years.
Boy, they have not skipped a beat. LaRusso won it, 2011, left, gave the reins to Matheny, and he has not done a thing wrong.
Now, we saw Matheny here on TBS in that first wild card play-in game back in 2012, and 3 division titles since. Third time the Cardinals have had a run of 3 in a row in their storied history. These two teams, these two franchises, started playing back in 1892. They were different names back then, but this is a rivalry that goes back to the beginning of the National League. But the stakes are much higher now. First time in the postseason that they have matched up. Cardinals were 11-8 in the regular season.
I was talking to Bill DeWitt before the game, the owner of the Cardinals, and I was saying, what about this rivalry? And I was just, what do you think? And he says, it's a friendly rivalry.
That's what you said.
And that's what I said.
And that's what Adam Wainwright said.
Did he? I mean, it's just sort of the, you know, they talk about the friendly confines or the friendly rivalry, because they've never had this playoff experience. Not like the Yankees and the Red Sox drilling people, A-Rod situation, right? That sort of thing.
Well, I'm just going to say that might change over the next 3 or 4 days.
It already changed in September when these two matched up. The Cubs won that series and things got very testy. There's Bill DeWitt.
Boy, what success he's had over his career with these Cardinals.
3-1 to Carpenter. He's got himself in a hitter's count. Carpenter is 0 for 2 tonight.
And Brian, this is what he said he has done that's helped him get into better counts, that's resulted in more home runs. He said, in the past, I was just happy inside outing everything, put the ball in play, get on base. But he said, if I work the count, I get the pitches I want, and then I can cut it loose and try to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And he's done it. And all the criticism about him giving up a lot of batting average, he hit for the same average he had last year, 272. He just hit 20 more homers, that's all.
Last time up, he went 3-2, almost went out of the ballpark.
Yes, he did.
He had a swing there at a 3-1 pitch. He wasn't trying to hit a flare.
Busch Stadium playing very big, pitcher-friendly tonight. With the wind blowing in a little bit. Schwarber made a nice running catch on Carpenter his last time up.
This is a great place to pitch, without a doubt. This is one of the better ballparks to pitch in. Not that the foul territory is all that much. I mean, you know, it's average. But I think it takes a cannon to hit it out of here dead central in those gaps.
3-2 once again to Carpenter, and that's a high fly ball that's going to hang up there for Schwarber this time. And Carpenter is retired, and John Lester holds serve in the 5th. A 1-2-3 inning. Lackey returns to the mound.
I'm looking to get a new iPhone for my son.
Oh, we have it. And right now you can get 15 gigs for the price of 10, so that's 50% more data.
Oh, good, because he goes through data like crazy. Oh, there's my boy.
He goes through data like crazy.
Yeah, data, streaming, texting, emailing. Loves watching football games.
Oh, yeah? Who's your favorite team?
He texts, he doesn't talk. That would be weird.
Get an iPhone at AT&T and get 50% more data. And right now, get $300 credit for every line you switch.
The Citi Double Cash Card comes in very handy with cash back twice. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Luxury is being pulled in a new direction, drawn to an idea whose time has come. Built with a revolutionary carbon core that is lighter, leaner, stronger. Because the best way to predict the future is to create it. Introducing the most innovative vehicle in its class, the all-new BMW 7 Series. Driving luxury.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
My name is
Martin Ode. I'm a covert operative in the FBI. You will not silence me.
College basketball's grandest stage awaits. The championship game. We'll have it on TBS.
The moments they talk about for a lifetime. Cardinals up 1-0 behind John Lackey. Addison Russell will lead off. He was the closest to a hit in this game for Chicago. Our StatCast powered by Amazon Web Services, and Joe, a beautiful running diving catch by Jason Hayward.
Yeah, he had to go all the way from the top of the arch out there to make that catch. You saw that route efficiency for Jason, 94% on that particular play. He's always been a guy that got good jumps on the ball and took good routes.
And so it is Russell who leads off. Lackey pours in strike one, a hallmark for him this season. 7 out of 10 pitches that he threw this year were first pitch strikes. And that's up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Russell. The first hit of the night for the Chicago Cubs, and it is Russell who delivers, the rookie shortstop. A leadoff single here in the 6th inning.
Back-to-back fastballs. The last one caught too much of the plate. Wasn't hit all that hard, ground ball, but that's life.
That one was up a little bit too.
Yeah, senile ground ball up the middle. It's going to happen.
Lackey's longest no-hit bid this year was 3 innings. Takes this one into the 6th inning. Michael Wacha had the longest in the postseason when he went 7 1/3 back in 2013 for a Cardinal. Here's David Ross now with a runner at first. They got the pitcher Lester on deck. Joe Madden was talking to us about this part of the order for the Cubs, with Ross, the personal catcher of John Lester, and then an extremely light hitting pitcher in Lester who has just 4 hits in his life. So if you're John Lackey, no panic. Good opportunity to get through this inning.
Let's not forget that David Ross caught Lackey in Boston also. So he's very familiar with him and his stuff.
You could run on Lackey a little bit, but problem is Molina.
And Ross, a big swing, but he fouls it back. It's been a good part of this broadcast talking about the youth serving well here in the postseason and in this series. And then you've got Lackey and David Ross matching up in what is a key at bat here for the Chicago Cubs.
David can ambush a high fastball still.
Ross is 38. Lackey will be 37 later this month.
Oh, that's way outside. But you know, the big hit in that 2013 World Series was a curveball that Wainwright threw to Ross. Hit a double down the line.
And Ross, a .281 hitter in the postseason. That includes a home run. Hit a homer in a wild card game against the Cardinals while he was playing for the Atlanta Braves. That was the first wild card play in.
Good jump by Russell, but unfortunately Ross was kind of guarding the plate there.
Third base coach Gary Jones going through the signs.
Just trying to make contact. Don't want to ground into a double play.
2-2 the count. See if Russell's on the move again. Stays put, and Ross, ground ball foul.
Joe Madden will do that. He will put his faster runners in motion against a guy who gets a lot of ground balls just to stay out of the double play, even with the pitcher on deck. Might open up a hole for Ross at the same time.
Lackey just giving up his first hit. A leadoff single here in the 6th. Russell at first base, stays put, and a called strike three. Ross is out. A strikeout for John Lackey. I'm sure Ross is doing a little groundwork for Lester next inning.
But he wears out that outside corner. He's going to get pitches like that. I mean, he stays there constantly. Presentation not all that bad. Ball is outside. Ross knows that he got rung up on a ball that didn't have the plate.
Well, that wasn't even close. And it's not the first one. That wasn't close.
So the first out. Russell still at first. Here's John Lester now, who had never had a hit in his life in the big leagues until he got a single off Lackey earlier this year. That's a wild pitch. That one goes back to the screen. Lester just trying to bunt. And Russell ends up at second base. That's an unforced error for Lackey and the Cardinals.
Third wild pitch of the game.
Boy, he just unleashed his fastball, and Molina had no chance.
That was a huge break for Chicago because Carpenter was right on top of Lester.
See if Lester's still up there to bunt. No, he's going to swing here. And pitch is low. Molina blocks it. Now Lackey, pitching against the Cubs earlier this year, gave up the first ever hit to Lester. That was an infield hit.
That was a feat in itself, right?
It was monumental. 0 for 66 before he got that single.
I mean, really.
Had 4 hits this year, and 3 of them came against the Cardinals for Lester. Looks like he's up there to swing. And again, not bunting, but a ground ball. And Lackey is there for Piscotty. That is out number 2, but Russell does advance to third base. Back to the top of the order we go. 2 away for Lackey. Take a look at the upcoming postseason television schedule. Mets Dodgers coming up next here on TBS. Ernie, Cal Ripken Jr., Ron Darling, Sam Ryan, they are all there. Back at it tomorrow, doubleheader on TBS. Game 2s. Cubs, Cardinals, Mets, Dodgers.
Pitching, huh?
Yeah, great pitching. DeGrom and Kershaw will match up in the Dodger-Mets game after ours. And we do want to quickly say and give our best to the legendary Vin Scully, who will not be working the postseason on Dodger Radio. He is going through a medical procedure, and we're all thinking about you, Vin, the greatest ever. And we hope there is a speedy recovery there for the legendary Vin Scully.
That ground out by Lester, not insignificant because of how many different ways Russell could score from third here. Puts a little pressure on the Cardinals defense, puts a little pressure on Lackey.
Fowler takes one down and in.
Lackey has punched him out on a breaking ball. Plays to the breaking ball that you can't just throw your best breaking ball.
Fowler with 3 hits, including a home run in the wild card game on Wednesday. 0 for 2 tonight. And a big swing and a miss. Fowler from the Rockies to the Astros, made his way to Chicago from Houston. Runner at third, 2 away. Here's the 1-1, and Fowler takes a strike. 1-2 the count.
Boy, that corner is big.
Yes, it is.
That corner is huge.
It's swollen. How many times he's hit it or come close to it.
There's no way he throws him a hook here, is he?
That's the end.
Yeah,
right. Jamming him.
Coming in. High fastball from Lackey. Getting runners in from third base. Bit of an area of concern this year for the Cubs, and Fowler was among the worst in that category this season. Just a 165 batting average with runners in scoring position. He's got a big one at third right now with 2 outs.
Yeah, and Lackey allows a sub 200 average with runners in scoring position and 2 out.
He's way off the plate, Fowler. Look at that.
And the 2-2, and Fowler sends one deep into right field. That is way back there. Grichuk out the wall. He's got it for the out. Woo, yikes. Dexter Fowler almost a 2-run homer. Instead, a long, loud out. Lackey still with a shutout. The 2015 NLDS on TBS, presented by T-Mobile.
What if there was a bank that didn't just ask members to save, but also helped them to save? That allowed families to keep more of their money, letting them use any ATM nationwide for free. And because every dollar matters, didn't nickel and dime its members with monthly fees, saving them more than $345 million in 1 year. That would be a different kind of bank. That would be USAA Bank. Go online to find out more about our free USAA secure checking account today.
It's not about hugging trees. It's not about being wasteful either. You just gotta find that balance. Where taking care of yourself takes care of more than just yourself.
Lease an MKZ hybrid for $299 a month, only at your Lincoln dealer.
Say what he said.
Next up at the plate, Chobani Flip. Greek yogurt with a flip of tasty goodies on the side. It's the break you make.
To love is life is to live it naturally.
What's happening here is not normal. It's extraordinary. 291 people, 350 tons, 186 miles per hour. You're not sure what's on the other side to that time after you land. But momentum pushes you forward. You are a test pilot, breaking through where others broke. This is why you take off. Same reason the pioneers before you went in canoes and covered wagons with wild eyes and big fevered dreams. And it's why we're with you. 80,000 people now, on the ground, in the air, engines on. Because there is no stop in us. Or you. Only go.
Cardinals lead at 1-0. Lackey's no-hitter is lost. Shutout still intact as Stephen Piscotty leads off for St. Louis. Lester gets a swing and a miss to get the bottom of the 6th underway. Well, they are still oohing and ahhing here at Busch Stadium. That ball had the flight, looked like it had the distance. But as we mentioned early, the wind is a factor. It's blowing in. It's that cool October fall feel, and the ball did not travel, and Fowler misses a go-ahead home run by just a couple of feet.
Everybody in the ballpark thought it was a homer.
Yeah, Lackey thought it was gone. Fowler thought it was gone.
Molina
thought it was gone.
Phil Cuzzy.
Yeah.
Now Lester trying to keep the Cardinals at 1. Great pitching matchup. Lester has had to work much harder than Lackey in this game. A lot of deep counts. Pitches per plate appearance is up against Lester. A lot of full counts. Cardinals have 4 hits. They scored in the first. It was Piscotty who doubled the first hit of the game, doubled to right field, and then Holiday drove him in. Cardinals on the board right away in that first inning. Playing first base tonight, Stephen Piscotty's played all over for Matheny. Reaches out on that one, and a fly ball right in the tracks of Fowler. And that'll be out number 1. Let's take a steal.
All right, guys. Yeah, look at this. Look how far Lackey, first of all, missed his target. It's outside, pitches down and in. Now watch, Fowler is in the trot, and look at Molina, how dejected he is because he knows it's going out, and mostly because of where the location was.
Totally. I tell you, this ball's gone probably in the daytime, but Fowler thought it was gone. The problem was Fowler stepped off the plate. He'd thrown up so many fastballs in, he was looking in. If Lackey had thrown the ball where he wanted to, he would have punched him out.
And Holiday jumping on the first pitch, bounces it foul.
But you get away with a mistake. That's the ball game.
He did, and he missed his location by 3 or 4 feet.
I think Lackey, as well as he is commanding the ball, just a thought, I think he knew right where he wanted to throw it. And Fowler steps away from the plate. I've never seen a catcher so far from a batter, because Molina was outside and Fowler is stepping way back, and I think Lackey just made up his mind. You know what? He thinks something inside's coming. I'll give him one way in there.
You know, he'd thrown the ball so many times inside, you get locked in that slot. Yeah. It's hard to all of a sudden throw a ball away after you've been wearing out that corner.
Holiday, good numbers against Lester, and
David Ross held that one there. That was the one that got rung up on earlier. Lester having a little walk.
You know, from this camera angle from center field, it looks like that's on the corner, but this is to the right.
Yeah, slightly off center. Pitch number 88, and defensive swing by Holiday. He had made up his mind, and Lester came with an off-speed pitch.
Well, when I was talking about Holiday and the way he said that Lester likes to pitch him, he said everything's coming to me where I've got to keep my hands inside the baseball. He said more recently he's been throwing me more change-ups. And he said, and I don't know if he's going to continue that tonight or not, but I've seen a lot more in the last couple of times I've faced him.
Lester barking after that pitch.
Yeah. Sounds like Jake Peavy.
Familiar foes this year. This is the 6th time Lester has pitched against the Cardinals this season. 7th career. Faced him twice in September, and he tied him up. And that's the pitch that has made John Lester a star in this game. That cut fastball boring in on the right-handed batter. 2 up, 2 down for Lester. And now with 9 punch-outs. Well, it is Chevy Truck Month. Time to make a strong decision by choosing a Chevy Silverado. Chevrolet is proud to be the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. It's a beautiful night in St. Louis. Temperatures on the cool side in the 60s. As Hayward on the first pitch. Nice play, Rizzo on the backhand. Underhand flip to Lester. So John Lester holding fast here, but it's Lackey and the Cardinals with the lead.
Chrysler continues to break new ground in fuel efficiency, quality, and innovation, which is impressive. But doing it for 90 years is reason to celebrate. And there's even more to celebrate with 0% APR for 72 months at the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration event. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus up to $1,500 total bonus cash on 2015 Chrysler vehicles.
My husband got the organist at Fenway to play my favorite song. During the 7th inning stretch, my mother told me that I was going to be a big sister.
This is the dirt from the old Yankee Stadium. It was at my wedding and the birth of both my sons.
I had my first kiss ever on the kiss cam.
My lucky charm.
My dad came back with 10 baseball helmets.
Games after my bedtime. My father, he had this smile on his face that was incredible.
Bank of America asks, what's your favorite baseball memory? Share it all season long using hashtag MLBMemoryBank.
I've won over $29,000 on FanDuel. Nothing special about me. The difference is that I played and they didn't.
Over 1.1 million people have won money playing one-week fantasy football on FanDuel.
If you think it can't be you, it can be you.
Choose a league, pick your team, and win. Leagues start from $1 and there's no season-long commitment.
Every week I can beat my buddies on FanDuel. Every single week I can win money on FanDuel.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code MOTION.
Exxon and Mobil give you energy for all life's journeys, because where we go is who we are. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here. Exxon and Mobil are proud Plenty partners. Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
1, 2, 3, Bengals on 3. We win.
This 2015 NLDS telecast on TBS is brought to you by Charles Schwab, Own Your Tomorrow, and by the Lincoln Motor Company and the entirely new Lincoln MKX.
Beautiful night, Busch Stadium, St. Louis. 1-0 Cardinals. A first-inning run is holding up as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Mike Matheny making a change here. Mark Reynolds comes in to play first base. That moves Stephen Piscotty into right field. It is Grichuk who is now out of the game. And assuming that is just a straight-up change, there'll be no other place to put him. So Reynolds will bat second next inning. We'll see if Matt Weiner can find out why. Bit of an unusual move for Matheny. Schwarber leads away for the Cubs.
You know, we kind of expected something like that, Brian, late in the ballgame when we thought it would be Holiday coming out.
Makes you wonder. Both of these managers very liberal with their changes. And if they have leads late, they do make defensive changes, and that is possible. That's all it could be here. If Grichuk is not throwing the ball well. There's a bunt by Schwarber with the shift on. Tough play. Bare hand. The throw not in time. And Schwarber with a bunt single defying the shift. And a man on for the Cubs. That is their second hit. Back-to-back innings with leadoff singles for Chicago.
This wasn't exactly a blueprint bunt. You know, he bunted it real hard at shortstop position. I thought he was going to throw him out, but Schwarber, he runs pretty good to get down the line and beat that out.
You know, that you don't have to be perfect though. When they've got that shift on, if you can just put it down and make it fair, even hard, you've got a chance. Not a bad idea at all to lead off the inning, representing the tying run.
And so Lackey will face Chris Bryant now. Activity in the Cardinal bullpen. Lackey went through the first 5 innings of this game, pitching out of the stretch only once. After a walk to Schwarber, he immediately got a double play. Lefty Segrist getting loosed. Kevin Segrist, normally the setup man, but you might see him try to pitch across multiple innings in this game 1.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. I mean, in the playoffs,
sure.
I mean, you got to go 2, go 2.
Matt Weiner's just reporting to us that Randall Grichuk is fine. No injury there, no illness. So this was a defensive move for Matheny to get Grichuk out. Piscotty, a good outfielder in right field, and Reynolds, a good first baseman in the game. And Lackey protecting a 1-0 lead. Bryant fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike on Chris Bryant.
There's nothing not to like about this guy. He's tall, he's rangy. He might be able to put on a few pounds as he gets a little older, but a great swing, tremendous bat speed.
Boy, does he lift or what? I mean,
yeah.
They were talking about he punches out on balls that are middle.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to launch him. He swings underneath it or something.
The swing is a lift,
right.
not the free weight you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, Bryant 6'5", 215, and he can really run. He's a tough guy to double up, and even though he bounced into a 5-4-3 double play in the 4th inning, he hit the ball hard right at an infielder, but he doesn't hit the ball on the ground that often. He does strike out a lot, and he hits rockets. Cubs franchise record holder for home runs by a rookie. And a called strike. Lackey hits the outside edge. Velocity is still up there for Lackey. That one came in at 93 miles an hour.
And that is his side of the plate. He wears out that side of the plate. The tail tries to just sort of dot that corner.
And I think these right-handed hitters are giving up on it a lot.
Yes.
2-2 the count. Only pitch number 80 here in the 7th inning for Lackey as he slings one sidearm.
I mean, even his finish, Dennis, when he drops his arm angle, his right leg is landing almost toward third base, trying to brace himself.
And that's not John Lackey. That's something new. It really is.
Rizzo looming large on deck for the Cubs. Lackey's been in control. Worked around a leadoff single last inning. Stranding a runner at third base. Bryant's lined out, bounced into a double play, hit the ball hard both times. And Bryant fouls that one away.
Now, he and Bryce Harper played together out in Vegas, right?
Right. They were on a traveling team together, and Harper was playing up. Bryant was playing up a level. Joey Gallo was part of that Las Vegas group, not necessarily all together. And another big leaguer, Tyler Wagner of Milwaukee. And Bryant, a swing and a miss. Down he goes. That is a big one for John Lackey, and that gets him on their feet at Busch. First out of the 7th inning.
That was a 93-mile-an-hour paintball. That ball didn't really run back that much, but it had enough hair on to get by him. This ball is thrown by him. He's a little late. He reaches back. He needed this pitch. I mean, this is one of the biggest pitches of the night.
And it was a beauty.
A comeback sinker from Lackey. Strikeout number 5 for him. One away in the 7th inning. Here is Rizzo. A strikeout victim his last time up. Strike one.
He is hitting his spots now.
He's been extremely efficient tonight, Lackey. Rizzo's 0 for 2. Had a weakly hit pop up to second base in the 2nd inning, and then Lackey punched him out looking. Only one career hit against him.
And they can't shift on him with a runner at first.
Tying run at first base. Rizzo with big power representing the go-ahead run. 7th inning in St. Louis, and Molina asked for in his granted timeout.
I wonder if that will alter the way they pitch him, Dennis. You know, they weren't afraid to come in on him. They've jammed him a couple of times when they had to shift on. As you said, if you're going to shift, you got to still pitch him in. I wonder if they dare go in there.
He's going away. A breaking ball.
And it is a breaking ball, rolled over foul. Mike Matheny asked these Cardinal fans, and the players did as well, the Cardinal players, social media and throughout the interview sessions yesterday, be loud. Really give the Cubs a sense that they're in the postseason. He talked to us about it before the game. He wants an enthusiastic atmosphere. And they're chanting Lackey's name right now.
What's this? Oh.
I'm going to ask him to look at the baseball. I don't know if that came from Madden and the Cubs or if Cuzzy just wanted to take a look himself.
The ball didn't hit the ground, right? I mean, there's no reason to.
I don't know. Is that the one he rolled over, the foul ball?
Maybe that was it. But right now, you got to throw him gas in, don't you? Don't leave it.
Rizzo standing right on top of the plate.
Going away again.
0-2 pitch. And back in there. Shot to Reynolds. Step on the bag. Got to tag him. And out at second. Again, Lackey goes inside, not outside. And a double play to end the inning.
All right, listen up. We all know that DirecTV is better at this whole TV thing. So to beat them, we're going to get bigger. We're going to merge with Cable World.
Cable World? I can't stand those guys.
They're totally incompetent.
That company stinks, and I mean they smell. I used to work there. I had to breathe through my mouth the whole time.
Shh. They're here.
This is going to be fun, firing everyone.
Get rid of cable and switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
If you're the band Europe, you love a final countdown. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Every villain knows a getaway car requires abundant power.
impeccable style, and of course, the cover of darkness. But what if it's a different kind of getaway you're after? The F-Type convertible and the F-Type coupe from Jaguar. Oh, it's good to be bad.
Jaguar has been ranked highest in customer satisfaction with dealer service among luxury brands by J.D. Power.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Spend a lifetime and try to figure it out. I'm going through changes now.
Compare new and used cars your way. We'll let you know when we find the perfect car with everything you want. Life happens one car search at a time. Auto Trader.
We live in a pick and choose world. Choose, choose, choose. But at bedtime, why settle for this? Enter Sleep Number. Don't miss the Columbus Day sale. Sleep IQ technology tells you how well you slept and what adjustments you can make. You like the bed soft. He's more hardcore. So your sleep goes from good to great to wow. Only at a Sleep Number store. Right now, save $600 on the #1 rated bed plus 24-month financing. Hurry, ends Tuesday. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Let's take a look at today's MLB Memory Bank moment presented by Bank of America. We've been talking about the 13 World Series with Lester and Lackey, St. Louis and Boston. Lester, pivotal part of the World Series, champion Boston Red Sox, started game 1 in 5, earning wins in both. He pitched a combined 15 1/3 innings. He was brilliant in that World Series. Just 1 earned run allowed. Don't forget, you can share your favorite baseball memories all season long using hashtag MLB Memory Bank.
Might have been the MVP if it wasn't for Big Papi with about hit 750 or something, didn't he, in that series? Something crazy.
Yeah, big World Series win #2 for the Red Sox. Johnny Peralta will lead off. We're going to give you a look at that double play that ended the inning. Mark Reynolds just entering the game for defensive purposes. And boy, he made a beautiful start to that double play. And Lackey keeps the shutout intact.
I wouldn't pretend to suggest anything to the Cardinals in the way they do their business. But the way Piscotty looked at first base, he could be a first baseman for them on an everyday basis with that size he has, and he certainly hits with power and hits enough to play there every day. Just thinking ahead a little bit.
And that's good thinking. Way to play GM. Bouncing ball on a hop. Peralta to Addison Russell, and there is out #1. All right, let's take it back, Joe. What'd you see here with Mark Reynolds at first base?
Well, first of all, they came in. The target was away, but again, he missed way in. But it was a good miss because it jammed Rizzo badly. And Reynolds, a normal, came up as a third baseman, certainly can handle the glove. Made a nice play there.
It's amazing the timing, him just coming in like that and tagging the bag and the footwork involved in turning that double play. But what's amazing there, and I wouldn't go to say that they did that on purpose, but the pitch was the opposite location. The second time he's done that, one almost left the ballpark, right? I mean, you're talking about setting up outside, Molina way outside, and he throws it down and in to Rizzo, gets a double play ball. There's no way that's on purpose. It's just a misfire.
2 misfires. One leads to a double play as Reynolds cuts it loose. Check in with Matt Weiner. He's got more on Randall Grichuk, who came out for Reynolds prior to last inning.
Yeah, fellas, it's an all hands on deck mentality right now. It was Grichuk who came out in that defensive switch, returned to the bench during that half inning, and he was the first one up to give Mark Reynolds a high five after that double play.
And Grichuk started the game as the right fielder. Thought Holiday would be the first move out. There's Grichuk talking to John Jay, who also made the postseason roster. Reynolds, very underrated first baseman. Underrated defender. Known for his high volume of strikeouts and his high volume of home runs. Right off the end of the bat, right to Lester, who bobbles, underhands, and Rizzo with the stretch and the pick for the out. And they might want to take a look at this one in replay.
Even when the ball's hit back to him on tosses to first, he would much prefer to run the ball to first and underhand it to the first baseman. He had no choice here but to recover and just get rid of it.
That's an easy decision for the Cardinals. They took a look just like you are here, and Matheny says, no challenge.
A little easier if you just flip that ball, but he doesn't know how to flip that ball.
Great play by Rizzo to save him.
He saves a lot of errors, doesn't he? Excellent first baseman, Rizzo.
If he doesn't stretch on this ball, that's a base hit or an error. Runner on first.
Once again, his shoes look faster than he was actually moving. This time it was Reynolds.
Here's Yadier Molina with 2 away. And on the first pitch, again, he grounds to second. Castro will make the play. John Lester has retired 12 in a row, but he's down 1-0. Cubs are coming up. We're headed to the 8th.
It's here. The most advanced iPhone yet. Get the new iPhone 6s at T-Mobile, the network that's doubled its LTE coverage in the past year. Our new extended range LTE signal now reaches twice as far as before and is 4 times better in buildings. Want more? Get the lowest price on iPhone 6s with trade-in. 0 upfront and just $5 a month with Jump on Demand. Get it now at T-Mobile.
Living in the moment. It's not an easy thing to do these days. We're all so connected, except to the things we should be. Life's too big to be held captive like this. Can an SUV be your escape vehicle? You have no idea. Introducing Hyundai's family of SUVs, the all-new Tucson and the Santa Fe, the official pace cars of living.
Hey, Dad, who is that man?
He's our broker. He helps look after all our money.
Do you pay him?
Of course.
How much?
I don't know exactly.
What if you're not happy? Does he have to pay you back?
Nope.
Why not?
It doesn't work that way.
Why not?
Are you asking enough questions about the way your wealth is managed? Wealth management at Charles Schwab.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice, America's #1 male dandruff brand, keeping you 100% flake-free, guaranteed, while smelling 100% handsome. Take a whiff. Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Harold Reynolds here. When I need to catch up on baseball, I pull up my MLB.com at-bat app. Highlights and updates whenever I want. Follow the 2015 postseason. Get baseball's #1 app with more than 40 million downloads. The MLB.com at-bat app.
We're headed to the 8th. Let's go inside the booth, presented by Esurance, proud partner of Major League Baseball. Brian Anderson with Dennis Eckersley, the Hall of Famer, Joe Simpson, and guys, a beautiful pitching matchup here. Big game pitchers rising to the occasion.
I mean, it's exciting. A 1-0 game's exciting. You talk about Lackey having a no-hitter after 5 innings, making some great pitches. And Lester's matching him pitch for pitch. 1 bad pitch, 1 run.
Yeah, difference in the ball game were 2 back-to-back hits in the first inning that produced a run for the Cardinals. That's it. Both pitchers have been outstanding.
Matt Holliday with the RBI. There's a first pitch swing by Castro, and Peralta in the hole makes a play. Doesn't have the range he used to, but he certainly positions himself well. And looks like the end of the line here for John Lackey. So Matheny's going to make a move. He's got this very talented late inning high leverage bullpen. And in the regular season, you'd never take John Lackey out with a shutout. But Matheny will take the ball. And Lackey's going to get a huge ovation on his way out.
If the Dodge brothers walked into a dealership today,
they'd be pretty impressed with what's become of their maverick car company. With all the power, performance, and ingenuity. But knowing them, they'd insist on serving the donuts. Get yours before their history.
All right, listen up. We all know that DirecTV's better at this whole TV thing. So to beat them, we're going to get bigger. We're going to merge with Cable World.
Cable World? I can't stand those guys.
They're totally incompetent. That company stinks, and I mean they smell. I used to work there. I had to breathe through my mouth the whole time.
Shh. They're here.
This is going to be fun, firing everyone.
Get rid of cable and switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Well, John Lackey working on a shutout, but Mike Matheny will pull the plug. 7 1/3, 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Had a no-hitter until the 6th inning. And those 2 hits were infield singles, I should say. One of them an infield hit. And now, Joe, it's going to be Kevin Segrist, who was fantastic setting up for Trevor Rosenthal this year.
Yeah, Mike Matheny went out to bring this guy in a lot, more than any other reliever in baseball. 81 games. Loves his fastball, sits in the mid-90s. He's got a changeup, but his splits are odd. Lefties have hit him better than right-handers. He's struck out more right-handers than left-handers.
Chris Coughlin at the plate. And if you're wondering why the pitching change, heck, I'm guessing it's Coughlin's history against Lackey.
Because if you look tonight, he made Coughlin look bad and punched him out looking on a fastball and a weak pop-up. 31 coming in. That's exactly what it is.
Coughlin, a former Rookie of the Year with the Marlins. Back in 09, has found his way here once again with the Cubs. He's bounced all around, too. He's played the infield. Tried him at second base for a time. Moved him to the outfield. 1-1 pitch. Segrist deals a strike, a high strike. And it's 1-2.
Whoa. That ball looked tall to me. He's had a big outside corner, and then you're going to give him some high strikes. I mean, that's a big zone.
Coughlin with a career high 16 homers this year. Also had a career best in walks. He's up there with 1 out. Addison Russell is on deck. And the 1-2 is in there. A called strike. Segrist comes in and puts away Coughlin for the 2nd out of the inning.
Joe's still mad at the pitch before.
Saying, what are you doing?
Right. See, that ball did catch corner, maybe, but the pitch before was not a strike. Madden is not real happy. You knew sooner or later somebody's going to bark at Cuzzy.
Well, Cuzzy ripped that mask off. He's barking at Joe Madden, giving it right back to him.
Madden up on the top step.
And Russell with a swing and a miss. Cardinal fans will remember this, but Phil Cuzzy had a famous ejection in a postseason game that involved the Cardinals. That was back in 2005. That was game 4 of the NLCS. He threw out Jim Edmonds and then Tony La Russa in that game. And that ejection, or those ejections, were for balls and strikes as well. It is the Cubs who are working on the home plate umpire. They are down, and Segrist has Russell in an 0-2 count.
Four to 1 more strikeouts against right-handers and lefties for Segrist. And I mean, he's obviously got a good fastball, but that changeup he threw Russell here earlier in the count was a good one.
Lackey started the inning. Segrist trying to finish it. A ball and 2 strikes, and it's high for a ball.
No wonder he's been in there 81 times this year.
Workhorse. Those are the splits you're talking about, Joe. Did much better against right-handers.
100 points higher for lefties.
He put Coughlin away with a strikeout.
I got him set up for a changeup, but I don't know. He might go back upstairs again.
2-2 to Russell. Count remains at 2-2. Kevin Segrist, those 81 games, the most in the major leagues. And Seth Maness, who is in this Cardinal bullpen, finished 5th in the major leagues in appearances. He worked in 76 games. All getting the ball to Rosenthal, one of the dominant closers in the game. 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Russell is down on strikes. And the shutout is alive. Segrist gets the final 2 outs in the 8th. 1-0 Redbirds.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
You won't believe it till you see it. But at Cricket Wireless, you can get smartphones like the LG Rizio or the Nokia Lumia 635 for as low as $19.99 when you bring your number. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
The new 2016 Ram Limited. You don't have to be a king to be treated like one.
Brisket is a cut of beef that's been smoked for at least 13 hours. Bacon is a present pigs give you when you're good. Flatbread is a shape of bread. Arby's, we have the meat.
Now, no matter where you live, you can enjoy high-speed internet with HughesNet Gen 4, America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
My old connection just wasn't cutting it. Now I finally have high-speed internet that works where I live.
Now getting homework done is easier than ever.
Now my internet is so much faster. So is my bike.
HughesNet Gen 4 is faster and better than ever. Enjoy more of what you love to do online. Call 1-800-245-1382.
Now I can stay close to my grandson, even from here.
Now I don't have to drive 100 miles to find shoes like these.
With HughesNet, you can live where you love and enjoy faster surfing, downloading, shopping, videos, music, and more. Don't waste another minute on a slow internet connection. Call today and get free standard installation for a limited time. Call 1-800-245-1382.
Let's take a look at tonight's forecaster presented by FanDuel. Game 1, so important in a 5-game series or a best of 5. 73% of Game 1 winners going on to win that series. There have been 29 sweeps during that time. Lester continues. He has retired 12 in a row. The last time the Cardinals had a base runner was Jason Hayward's single to lead off the 4th inning. And Lester stranded Hayward at second base. Colton Wong leads off for St. Louis. Lester's spot is due up second in the 9th inning. Certainly will be his final inning, and the Cubs have bullpen activity now.
That's one of those occasional breaking balls he throws, and it was a good one.
Punched him out on a curveball last time up.
Lester giving up a first inning run. Matt Holliday with an RBI. And John Lackey was brilliant tonight. 5 no-hit innings. Didn't give up a base runner until the 4th inning. Cubs threatened with a runner at 3rd in the 6th inning. And Lackey held serve and then got a key double play in the 7th. Segrist in relief for him last inning. Pencil Lackey in for 7 1/3. And Wong rolls over 1 to second base. Starlin Castro will make the play. There is out number 1. Follow every pitch of the postseason with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Stay connected with highlights, replay reviews, scores, pitch tracking, live radio broadcasts, and more. You can download the At Bat app today. Pinch hitter for the Cardinals, Tommy Pham. Cardinal fans recognizing this moment for Pham. Long struggle in the minor leagues, finally making his way to the big leagues.
You get an ovation like that when you pinch hit. You know he did something this year.
And late in the season, Pham had a little window of a couple of weeks where he really carried the Cardinals. And in one game had 11 total bases, a couple of home runs in a game against Milwaukee in September.
Well, again, they had to have somebody, and it turned out to be a lot of bodies fill in for Matt Holliday in left field, trying to find somebody that had some power, driving some runs. He was one of them.
27-year-old rookie. Did make a few appearances last year. He got in 6 games, but Matheny had some decisions to make with his roster. Matt Adams left off the roster. Pham has the ability to run center field. And his first postseason appearance right here and now.
I love that shot of Matheny and Molina. Gives you a little bit of an insight too into the intensity of Yadi Molina. I mean, eye to eye with his manager, talking about the 9th inning.
Well, they're like 2 managers, really.
Yeah, they are.
Lester in a 3-1 count, and Pham launches one. Tommy Pham will watch this one fly away.
He get a 3-1 fastball. That's what you're supposed to do with a 3-1 fastball. No ballpark is going to hold this. This kid hit an absolute bomb. Look at him leave her. That ball's crushed.
Hands inside the baseball. Great extension. No doubt.
They measured it at 431 feet. As Carpenter takes a ball. Tommy Pham in his first postseason at-bat leaves the yard. And how about the buttons that Mike Matheny is pushing in the last couple of frames? The Segrist call,
exactly.
Taking Lackey out, and Pham gets the at-bat, and see you later. Mabry, the Cardinal hitting coach. That's a good guy to stand next to when a pinch hitter just goes deep.
How am I doing, Coach?
That is the 3rd Cardinal rookie to homer in his first postseason at bat. Tommy Pham.
Is that what you used to do to a 3-1 fastball?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
In my dreams.
Broke his chain. That would be worth it. Put that one on the mantle as well, as Lester misses down and away. So now it is the Cardinals up 2-0.
Tell you what, there were a lot of bus rides on the flight of that baseball going out of here, and he enjoyed that trot. .747 career minor league games for Tommy Pham. Got a little taste last year. 58 major league games in his career.
First postseason game, he goes deep on John Lester. That's home run number 9 allowed in the postseason for Lester. And that gives Rosenthal a little breathing room for the 9th inning as Lester back in a 3-1 count, and he's all smiles, and why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, and all Lester had done was retire 13 in a row.
He hadn't walked anybody all night long.
And Carpenter draws the walk. And now Lester coming up against it here, and Madden is going to take the slow walk out. Pitching change for the Cubs. 9 3-ball counts Lester got into. He walked only 1. That was the first. And on most nights, 2 runs in the postseason across 7+ innings is good enough. But not for Lester tonight. Pitching change for the Cubs. Runner at first, 1 out as Madden goes to the bullpen.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Luxury is being pulled in a new direction, drawn to an idea whose time has come. Built with a revolutionary carbon core that is lighter, leaner, stronger. Because the best way to predict the future is to create it. Introducing the most innovative vehicle in its class, the all-new BMW 7 Series. Driving luxury.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
Don't forget, Mets-Dodgers coming up next here on TBS. First game of that series, Clayton Kershaw, Jacob deGrom. Tomorrow, got a doubleheader with the Cubs and Cardinals game 2. Mets and Dodgers the same Sunday. Royals-Astros resume game 3. Royals just winning, just as we hit the air. Just the first home win in this postseason. Road teams are now 5-1. The Cardinals are trying to make it the second victory. Pedro Strop is in the game for Chicago to face Stephen Piscotty with a runner at first.
The master of the slider, a bunch of sliders to go along with a good fastball, but ultimately he's going to throw you a slider.
Carpenter at first, Piscotty, and that ball gets away from Ross. Back to the screen it goes. And Carpenter will advance. Takes him out of a double play opportunity.
He threw such a good slider that Ross couldn't catch it. The ball was almost a strike.
It's going to be a pass ball officially to get Carpenter to second base.
See the bite on this slider? Ball's trying to catch it, make a strike out of it. Got away from him.
Could be a big one. 1 man out. Piscotty a chance to drive in a run. And that ball's deep. Stephen Piscotty sends one way back in left field. And there she goes. Two-run home run, Stephen Piscotty. All this talk about the Cubs rookies, and it is the Cardinal rookies who deliver in the 8th inning. 4-0 St. Louis.
Hanger, big time hanger. That's where it's supposed to go.
Strop has had a lot of problems at Busch Stadium. And maybe why Joe Madden brought him in to try to get that out of his system. Coming into tonight, 5 games, 2 innings, 7 runs allowed.
It's not out of his system yet.
No, it's not.
And here is Holiday now, still 1 out. And he's chasing that first pitch. Boy, did you think, Cardinal fan, that your 2 rookies would be the ones with the curtain calls tonight? Tommy Pham, Stephen Piscotty. 8th inning home runs as Holiday skies this one foul. And that's going to be in the seats. Let's send it down to Matt Weiner. He's got more on the Stanford grad, Stephen Piscotty.
Yeah, BA, he went back to Stanford in the offseason to finish a custom degree in something called atmosphere and energy engineering. I wasn't smart enough to know what that is, so I looked it up. It has something to do with solar power and renewable energy. Piscotty just found the power source here in St. Louis.
So many play on words you could offer with that, because he gave the Cardinals exactly that this year. Renewable energy. Stephen Piscotty. What an eruption here in the 8th inning. 3 runs are in. It was a 1-0 game. Madden sent Lester back out. Tommy Pham and Stephen Piscotty all smiles.
Boy, he got a room service hanging slider.
Former 1st round draft pick. Never would have imagined he would have been in this position if you go back a calendar year. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the dirt. Count goes full now.
But it seems like, Brian, with the Cardinals, when they have turnover, they stay within their own organization primarily. They've got more homegrown players on their roster than any other team in the postseason.
No doubt, and more coming.
Yeah.
Great talent and has yet to arrive in the big leagues. Half their roster is made up of homegrown players. Rizzo to Strop, and Holiday is out number 2. Time for an update. Let's check in with Casey in Atlanta. What do you have, Casey?
All right, BA, thank you. We're getting ready for Dodgers and Mets Game 1 beginning at 9:45 Eastern Time. Jacob deGrom, last year's Rookie of the Year, took him only 10 pitches to strike out the side of the All-Star game in Cincinnati. He'll get in a big spot in Game 1. And Clayton Kershaw looking to be bigger than he's been in these spots in the past and change the rhetoric on his postseason record. Back to you in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's been a dominant regular season pitcher, the reigning Cy Young and MVP winner in the National League last year. And an interesting decision there for Don Mattingly. Zach Greinke had a fantastic year. It figures to be Greinke versus Arrieta for the Cy Young Award this season. But Kershaw gets the ball for the Dodgers tonight. And deGrom, a former Rookie of the Year, he's been outstanding. And the Mets roll out 3 of the best young pitchers in the game.
But how do you explain that failure in postseason by Kershaw? It's almost like David Price. What, he's 0-6 in the postseason? I mean, you go tell me why.
Hayward, weakly hit ground ball. Rizzo to Strop. The inning is over, but the damage is done. It's rookie time in St. Louis as well. Tommy Pham, first career postseason at bat. Piscotty does the same. 4-0 Cardinals.
This is perfect, celebrating our anniversary with a strawberry shortcake shake.
Yeah, I got the strawberry shortcake cone. Wait, what anniversary?
Of coming here yesterday?
Our 1-day anniversary.
You totally forgot.
No, I didn't forget.
Gosh, so you didn't get me anything.
I did. No, I remembered, and I got you this.
Oh, man, what is it?
Go ahead, open it up.
Is it a watch?
No, it's not a watch.
Oh, man, you know I needed a watch.
Have your cake and drink it too. New ice cream cake, shakes, and cones. And don't forget half-price slushes every day at happy hour. This is how you Sonic.
Mr. Lewis.
Yeah, boss.
We need to ship an extra 0 to Easton Accounting in Kansas City.
You got it.
I need those spreadsheets.
Okay, I'm just making popcorn.
When the unexpected strikes, will you be ready? Join the over 1 million small businesses who trust the Hartford to help them prevail.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has Motor Trend's 2015 Truck of the Year?
Ram. Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Now, qualified buyers get 0% financing for 72 months on this 2015 Chevy Silverado 4-door double cab. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Still haven't tried FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues? Over 1 million fans have already won money. Choose a league. They start at $1. Pick your team. Done. Winners get paid the next day and there's no season-long commitment. FanDuel pays out $75 million a week. Get off the sidelines and get some. Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back, guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, enter promo code PUNTER. That's PUNTER.
500 degrees, 40 below, and protection for 15,000 miles. Mobil One, energy lives here.
Sunday, watch a crucial ALDS Game 3 on MLB Network as Eric Hosmer, Lorenzo Cain and the Royals battle Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa and the Astros. Sunday at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, live only on MLB Network.
The 2015 National League Division Series coverage on TBS is presented by T-Mobile. Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Game 1. Cardinals with a 3-run 8th inning. 2 400-foot home runs by Piscotty and Pham. And one of the game's best closers in this one. Not a save situation with a 4-0 lead, but Trevor Rosenthal will match up against Chris Denorfia, who is pinch hitting for the Cubs. And strike one from Rosenthal at 98 miles an hour.
Well, a lot more comfortable than coming in with a 1-run lead. You see what he's done, 48 out of 51. If it wasn't for Melanson, he would have led the league.
Set a Cardinal franchise record for saves. Quickly 0-2 on Denorfia.
This guy's got almost 100 hair with a changeup. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Cardinals have made outfield changes as well. Everybody in a new position as Denorfia rolls one foul. Tommy Pham hit the key home run in that 8th inning to make it 2-0. And he stays in the game to play center field.
And Piscotty's just running out of innings. He's going to try to play every position tonight, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah, Piscotty now in left field. There's Piscotty. Started at first, then went to right. Now he's in left. Hayward is in right field. And a called strike 3. Rosenthal rings the bell on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. And out number 1 here in the 9th inning.
Ball that outside corner has been a strike all night long with a 99 piece. Little 99 on the corner just to stay in shape. Joe does not like it.
How about this, guys? These key parts of their bullpen, the Cardinals, and their draft order. Seth Manis was the highest draft at 11th round. Trevor Rosenthal in there now is drafted in the 21st round. And Kevin Segrist, who struck out the 2 guys he faced last inning, 41st round.
That's amazing.
And that speaks to the player development of the Cardinals.
Sure does.
Here's Soler pinch hitting. Jorge Soler, another rookie for the Cubs.
Somebody saw Rosenthal and said, hey, I think we could do something with this 99 stuff. Huh?
A lot of credit goes right there. John Mozeliak, the general manager of the Cardinals. Make a strong case for him as executive of the year with the moves that he made, trades that he made, the call-ups that he made, having the trust in his player development system. Soler, it was some question whether he'd be on the postseason roster or not. He missed a couple of months out of the season with an ankle and an oblique injury. He has a world of talent, a ton of tools.
One strong dude.
Signed a long-term contract, a 9-year deal with the Cubs out of Cuba. Rosenthal in a 3-1 count. Cubs down 4-0, and that's ball 4. Soler in his first postseason at bat draws the walk. Now the Cardinals were 87-1 this year when they led after 8 innings. That's a phenomenal number, but the one came recently in September against Milwaukee, and it was a 7-run inning for the Brewers. Rosenthal started that inning.
He gave up 2 home runs?
He gave up 1.
Who gave up a slam? Somebody gave up a slam.
There was a grand slam. Rosenthal gave up the grand slam.
Well, it's all about fastball command for him. I mean, he uses other pitches, but if his fastball is not hitting his spots like it did for the called third strike on Denorfia, he has a lot of base runners out there.
Dexter Fowler, a swing and a foul.
I mean, when you throw that hard, when you're off a tick, it looks way off. I didn't have that problem.
Cubs trying to keep hopes alive here. Getting started with a strikeout.
Change up.
That's the other part of Rosenthal's game. He's got a great change of pace pitch to go along with that 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
It's like a parachute piece, isn't it?
He's got a breaking ball, too.
0-2 the count. 1-2 it goes. That has been a strike tonight. And not in the sequence with Fowler. Fowler almost had a game-changing moment. A long fly ball out. Backing Grichuk up to the wall back in the 6th inning. Would have given him the lead. Lackey was terrific. 7 1/3. Segrist at 2 in the 8th, and now Rosenthal.
Look where Molina set up way outside. He thought he got him. Ball hung up.
I couldn't believe it. Ballpark's playing big tonight. And a called strike 3. Rosenthal again. A backwards K. He hangs on the Cubs. 2 outs in the 9th.
That has been a huge barrel tonight around home plate for strike zone.
I would have loved this guy. I would have loved this guy.
Beautiful images brought to us by Goodyear tonight. Goodyear more driven. And settling in on the last hope for the Chicago Cubs. His best of 5 series. First ever postseason matchup. Schwarber down the left field line. Fair. On the move was Soler. He'll end up at third base. And Kyle Schwarber, wasting no time, slaps one down the line. That's going to send the tying run into the on-deck circle. And that's going to bring Chris Bryant to the plate here in the 9th inning.
Chris Bryant this year on first pitches hit .500. He was 36 for 72 with 7 homers. So don't be surprised, even though the tying runs in the on-deck circle, don't be surprised to see him try to ambush something on the first pitch.
Well, Bryant tonight, card shows 0 for 3. Hit a shot his first time up, a line drive out that Holiday made a nice running catch on, and then the double play ball in the 4th inning was a well-hit ball off the bat. Lackey struck him out in the 7th inning. Might have been the key moment after Schwarber had led off the inning with a single.
Good trip to the mound by Molina.
Got Wainwright warming up, which is kind of interesting just in itself.
Good. Well, it's a save situation for a new pitcher at this point with the tying run on deck. Not so for Rosenthal, but that's a nice weapon for Matheny to have down there. Chris Bryant takes the first pitch, missing at 99. Well, there's a sight for Cardinal eyes that they did not expect.
He has not pitched at home since May, actually since April.
An Achilles injury.
It's nice just to get the blood flowing, really.
Two 2-0. Close pitch.
And that's the scary part about Rosenthal. He didn't, not so much this year, but last year he had some control problems. He conquered them this year.
2 men are out, 9th inning. Cardinals with a 4-0 lead. In the regular season, you'd call it a comfortable lead, but not so in the postseason.
You know, I think I'd just try to throw it somewhere over by the left-handed batter's box and expect to get the call.
Matheny's pushed all the right buttons tonight. Bryant trying to get Rizzo to the plate, and now Molina's going to head back out. Now Matheny wants to come out, and I'm not sure if Molina has encouraged his manager to come out. I don't know if this is strategy or injury. This is interesting.
I can't imagine too many pitchers not willing to go along with whatever Yadi Molina wanted.
But he looked pretty stern, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it was about, but it's almost like it appeared that Yadi needed some backup on that.
Right, didn't it?
There's a lot on this pitch right here. Got a power hitter on deck.
Shake off a fastball or what?
Rizzo due next. Here's a 2-0, and Bryant lets it loose, and he fouls it away. It was late. 97 on the fastball. Back to the heat. 2-1. Bryant fouls another one away, and that one tied him up as well. So now Rosenthal has come back after the manager's visit. 2-2 the count. And a called strike 3, and the ball game is over. Rosenthal strikes out Bryant, and the Cardinals win game 1. 4-0 the final. A shutout for the Cardinals. Combined, Lackey the winner, Segrist, and then Rosenthal as Lackey beats John Lester. And the Cardinals win the first game of this best-of-5 series. Trevor Rosenthal nails it down. St. Louis wins the opener. Back with more after this.
It's here. The most advanced iPhone yet. Get the new iPhone 6s at T-Mobile. The network that's doubled its LTE coverage in the past year. Our new extended range LTE signal now reaches twice as far as before and is 4 times better in buildings. Want more? Get the lowest price on iPhone 6s with trade-in. 0 upfront and just $5 a month with Jump on Demand. Get it now at T-Mobile.
November 1st.
I've got a cunning plan. Yes! Loading pen! Okay, this is the freakiest Friday ever.
The Librarians are back. Season premiere, November 1st at 8. On TNT.
Who is he? Some SEAL? A Ranger?
John Case at your service, Madam Vice President.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
500 degrees. 40 below. And protection for 15,000 miles. Mobil 1 energy lives here.
They have some beasts in their lineup.
The top 3 arms that they can run out there makes this team so scary.
This is a team that is growing more and more every day. They're starting to believe there's something magic going on here.
And that is how the West was won. The Dodgers win the National League Western Division title.
This 2015 NLDS telecast on TBS is brought to you by New Balance, always in beta. By T-Mobile, share your passion for a chance to win World Series tickets from T-Mobile. #the Big 7. By FanDuel, the leader in one-day fantasy sports. And by BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Well, they clear out of Busch Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals win it. Game 1 goes to the Redbirds by a final of 4-0 for Dennis Eckersley, Joe Simpson, Matt Weiner, and the rest of our crew. I'm Brian Anderson saying goodbye from St. Louis. Coming up next, it's Game 1 between the Mets and the Dodgers. You've been watching MLB on TBS, your home for the 2015 National League postseason. After the break, we'll send it to Ernie Johnson in LA, a Cardinal winner in St. Louis tonight.
Living in the moment. It's not an easy thing to do these days. We're all so connected, except to the things we should be. Life's too big to be held captive like this. Can an SUV be your escape vehicle? You have no idea. Introducing Hyundai's family of SUVs, the all-new Tucson and the Santa Fe, the official pace cars of living.
Find this guy. We've got our best people looking for him.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes now.
Compare new and used cars and save your search along the way. We'll find your perfect car at your perfect price. Life happens one car search at a time. Auto Trader.
This is Bob. Bob's on a first date, so he's not thinking about where to buy his next set of tires. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com.
Right now, he can get up to a $120 Visa prepaid card when he buys a set of 4 select Kumho tires. For details, he'd go to TireRack.com/Kumho offer.
But Bob's not thinking about tires. Bob's thinking, should I tell her about that thing in her teeth? TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
I think it's tasty now. New York Mets, National League Eastern Division champions. It's been 9 years in waiting. Drill to right. That one is well hit. That one's got a chance. It's got more than a chance. It's gone. That is how the West was won.
All right, on deck here on TBS. Big city best of 5 between the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers here from Chavez Ravine. The Mets, the champions of the National League East with a 90-win season, 92 wins for the Dodgers. 2015 National League Division Series coverage on TBS presented by T-Mobile. It's the Mets, it's the Dodgers, it's Jacob deGrom, it's Clayton Kershaw. We got a great matchup moments away here on TBS. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this.
Now with no monthly payments until 2016, bring home the go-kart handling of the Mini Hardtop. Fit more friends with the Hardtop 4-door. Or the bigger Mini Countryman with available all-wheel drive. Bring home your Mini today at the 0 for 15 Mini sales event with 0 hassles and 0 holdups. It's all thrills and no monthly payments until 2016.
What he said.
Next up at the plate, Giovanni Flip. Greek yogurt with a flip of tasty goodies on the side. It's the break you make.
To love is life is to live it.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to LendingTree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay.
Awkward.
Take a look at these barbecue trophies. Best cracked pepper sauce. Most ribs eaten while calf roping.
Yep. Greatness deserves recognition. You got any trophies, cowboy?
Yeah, well, there's this one.
Best insurance mobile app.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Well, Alvin, does that thing just follow you around?
Like a little puppy.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
The fans have spoken. Download the Team Stream app from Bleacher Report now for your iPhone, iPad, or Android device and see what everyone else is talking about.
Wow, marble mubbles? Uh-oh.
Sounds like American Dad. American Dad. Back-to-back episodes Mondays after the MLB postseason. Only on TBS.
This 2015 NLDS telecast on TBS is brought to you by T-Mobile. Share your passion for a chance to win World Series tickets from T-Mobile. Hashtag the Big Seventh. By Boeing, always working to build something better. By USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families. And by Mini, the 0 for 15 sales event is happening now.
Friday evening in Los Angeles, California. Great look at Chavez Ravine as the Dodgers get set to play the New York Mets in Game 1 of the National League Division Series. Temperature right now 90 degrees. It was triple digits today in this area, and it's beginning to cool off just a bit. Or is it just me? Ron Darling, Cal Ripken along with me. I'm Ernie Johnson, and boy, this should be something. You know, Ronnie, that pitching matchup, people have looked at this all week long and said, oh, if these two teams meet, Clayton Kershaw, Jacob deGrom, doesn't get much better than that.
You know, you're thinking about it, Kershaw and Greinke are the top of the food chain, and the young Mets pitchers, just as talented, but that's where they want to be someday, where Kershaw and Greinke were all year this year.
Meantime, Cal, when you look at both of these teams, the Mets had a tremendous month of August. They were 20-8. Yoenis Cespedes, a huge addition to that team.
Yeah, Cespedes was the big bat that Sandy Alderson wanted to add. Their offense wasn't producing at all. I think it started with Juan Uribe and Kelly Johnson, and then the big bat was added, and then all of a sudden everybody felt that they could be in their role, and that offense now is quite potent to go with that power pitching lineup that they have.
And I know you cannot wait to see this kid in postseason action for the Dodgers. Corey Seager starting at shortstop, hitting third for the Dodgers.
Yeah, Corey Seager, I went in there and had to meet him today. Just want to see how big he was. They said he was a big shortstop, and yes, he is. He's about 6'5", 225. I was a little bit surprised that they put him in September in a pennant race, but Rollins got hurt. They inserted him in, and all he did was go ahead and hit 337, and now he's hitting third in this lineup in the playoff game.
Well, they brought him up really just to be a defensive replacement, but then he took shortstop position over.
Tonight's batting order is presented by T-Mobile. Curtis Granderson leads it off for the Mets, followed by David Wright. There is Cespedes in the 3-hole, followed by Daniel Murphy. Travis d'Arnaud is the catcher, hitting fifth. Then it's Lucas Duda, Michael Kadire in left, Ruben Tejada at short, and Jacob deGrom does the pitching for the New York Mets.
Yeah, here's the defense tonight that the Dodgers are going to put behind Clayton Kershaw. There he is on the mound. He's throwing to A.J. Ellis tonight. And as we moved around the infield on the corners, you got Adrian Gonzalez we talked about, Justin Turner, Corey Seager and Howie Kendrick up the middle, double play combination. Then you go to the outfield. You got Jock Peterson in center, Carl Crawford, Gold Glove winner, and Andre Ethier, also a Gold Glover winner in right field.
Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 3 Cy Young awards to his credit, and a great second half as well.
Guys, here's the bad news for the Mets. In his last 8 starts, he's 6-0. His ERA is 0.79. But the Mets came here on the day before July 4th. They weren't playing particularly well. They weren't hitting the ball well. They faced Kershaw. They got tied through 7 innings, and ended up beating the Dodgers bullpen. That's the kind of game the Mets are looking for tonight.
Remember back at the All-Star break, and people looked at Clayton Kershaw's 500 record, 6-6, said, hey, is this not the same Clayton Kershaw who after the All-Star break went 10-1 with an ERA of 1.31. Curtis Granderson steps in, and we are underway. That ball is hit well to right on the button, but Ethier hauls it in. 1 down.
I've never seen a game plan revealed after 1 pitch. The Mets offense already saying, we are not letting a fastball go by.
Well, Terry Collins said that you want to work Kershaw. You want to get his pitch count up. And then right away you go out there. You got to hit a good pitcher early in the count. There's no doubt about it. But you got to get a good pitch to hit. Don't swing at his pitch. And that was a good pitch to hit.
And here's David Wright.
And now he feels like he probably has to take this pitch.
And he did not. Hacking at the first one, right back to the screen. Wright missed 115 games this year. He had what was described as a mild right hamstring strain, later diagnosed as spinal stenosis. And actually, at one point this season, on a trip out here, as he was getting treatment, he talked to Don Mattingly about it, the manager of the opposing team, the Dodgers. And Mattingly had had some back issues in his career and was able to kind of reassure David Wright and kind of tell him to stick with his rituals and just work on that to get back to a playing shape. And sure enough, he did, and here he is hitting second for the Mets in Game 1.
I think the big advice from Mattingly right there was to modify your workouts. I also had back problems, L4-5, and the more you swing, especially the movement where you're moving your hips and torquing like that, that wears you out. So you want to make sure that you get ready, but don't overdo it.
Big breaking pitch and off the end of the bat of David Wright.
Good sign there by David Wright. That was an awfully good breaking ball by Kershaw, able to stay in the at-bat. Kershaw's going to throw that good, powerful fastball, the good overhand curveball. He'll also cut that ball in and down on the right-handed hitters.
Down low, and the count full to David Wright.
Now there's that attempt at that cutter, that hard slider. It looks like a fastball coming in on the inside part, then breaks off. That was a little bit too low. Wasn't good enough to fish for.
Payoff pitch from Kershaw. Got a piece.
That's one thing that you know about Kershaw is just because he has a fastball in the 95-mile-an-hour range on 3 and 2 doesn't mean you're going to get one.
It means you're never going to get anything straight. That's what you get from Kershaw. Do they change it up here, though? A.J. Ellis, his battery mate.
Yeah, back to the fastball coming in. Great battle right now.
It's that great seesaw. It's a good breaking ball, that good cutter down and in, and then when he thinks he's looking in, then throw that high riding fastball. David still staying in a great at bat.
Another payoff from Kershaw to Wright. And again, just a tick. And we'll do it again.
You know, it was interesting before the game. Don Mattingly said that during the season he used Yasmani Grandal and A.J. Ellis to catch Kershaw. Ellis caught Kershaw all last season when he won over 20 games. What he wanted in having Ellis behind the plate, no frustration from Kershaw. He knew they're on the same wavelength.
Here comes that slider again.
And the battle rages on.
I used to love these at-bats right here because you get to feel like you know exactly what his pitchers are doing. Now, the only thing better than is if you make a statement. Hit a ball hard, hit a line drive, get a base hit, then it gives you something else to look for in your second and third at-bat.
Wright did everything he could, much of it in Los Angeles with the doctors, to get on the field with the Mets so he could have this feeling once again like he did in 2006. What an at-bat he's taken.
He retired Granderson on one pitch. 11 now to David Wright.
Back to the slider again.
And Wright wins the battle. Throws a one-out walk.
For you folks at home, sometimes you don't understand a walk, how inspirational that can be to your teammates and how frustrating that can be to the starting pitcher.
Well, now if David comes up with guys in scoring position, he has a good idea of what Clayton has tonight.
Here's Cespedes. Alan Porter is the home plate umpire, threw up the right hand, 0-1.
We had that good number, that what he does on first pitch, but true to form, Cespedes as a Met very rarely swung at the first pitch.
He played 57 games for New York, knocked in 44 runs, hit 17 home runs. And had a huge cut there.
Got good postseason numbers too. 14 for 40, 350, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He likes the big stage.
He likes that fluorescent sleeve on the left arm as well, part of that whole parakeet at Citi Field thing. Ball players do that.
Crossing guard tomorrow morning.
No balls and 2 strikes. Kershaw throws over.
I wouldn't expect the Mets to do much on the bases or run. They're a power hitting team. They're not going to make their outs on the bases unnecessarily.
Kershaw, though, with 10 pickoffs this year, he has a great move.
Cespedes goes down swinging for out number 2.
So that, the fastball in, first pitch, here comes that hard slider. I think he made a couple of better sliders to Cespedes. That's the best one right in the end. Looks exactly like a fastball coming in and just breaks down underneath the bat of Cespedes. Great slider right there.
So Wright still at first, now 2 down for Daniel Murphy, the Mets cleanup hitter. And he takes a strike, 0-1.
That's 96 right down the middle. That's a good pitch to swing at if it wasn't so hard.
Well, you got Kershaw, who struck out 301 this year against Murphy, toughest guy to fan in baseball. And it's 0-2. Tonight's Chevrolet pitch tracks. We look at the arsenal for Clayton Kershaw.
Hey, the home plate umpires, they get excited too. That ball looked a little low on our pitch tracks.
Couple of pitches at 96. Adrenaline's flowing a little bit. Normally he pitches in between 93 and 95, but he has that a little extra when he needs it.
I've played in a lot of playoff games here. I've done a lot of games here from the booth. This is the loudest I've ever heard this place this early.
Again, a throw over by Kershaw on right. Steps back.
That's not his good move, is it, Ronnie?
No, it's not. But he's also very, very quick to the plate because he doesn't really raise his leg. He has more of a slide step towards home.
Tom Goodwin, the first base coach of the New York Mets, makes a new friend as he fields that foul ball, throws it into the stands here at Dodger Stadium. Tom could steal himself a base, 369 in his career. Count remains 0-2 to Daniel Murphy.
Well, the Mets are doing exactly what you were addressing, Cal. Even though Granderson made it out on the first pitch, Terry Collins said drive up that pitch count. You've got to get him up around 100 at least through 6 innings into the 7th.
David Wright really battled and worked a walk. Murphy right here is hanging in there. So a curveball and a slider to stay alive.
Tried to check, couldn't. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Clayton Kershaw. And now the stage belongs to Jacob deGrom. Middle of the first, game 1.
Hey, everybody. Guys.
Higher stakes.
This is a trap.
Taller stacks.
They know we're here.
Heroes like these are long overdue. The Librarians, season premiere, November 1st at 8.
It's happening.
On TNT.
It's here. The most advanced iPhone yet. Get the new iPhone 6S at T-Mobile. The network that's doubled its LTE coverage in the past year. Our new extended range LTE signal now reaches twice as far as before and is 4 times better in buildings. Want more? Get the lowest price on iPhone 6S with trade-in. 0 upfront and just $5 a month with Jump on Demand. Get it now at T-Mobile.
Exxon and Mobil give you energy for all life's journeys. Because where we go is who we are. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here. Exxon and Mobil are proud Plenty partners. Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
The Citi Double Cash Card. It's a cashback win-win. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
We sent 2 women into a real guy's night out to see if they could find a guy who uses Just for Men. It's me.
No way. I had no clue.
Just for Men gives you a natural gray-free look in just 5 minutes.
It's really good.
Great looking hair made easy. Just for Men.
Looking for a real breakfast burrito? Don't look for it at a burger place. Get everything you love about breakfast scrambled, chopped, and dropped into a warm flour tortilla. Stick with the burrito experts. Taco Bell's Grande Scrambler.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has Motor Trend's 2015 Truck of the Year?
Ram. Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh. Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
Chevy.
It's truck month. Now qualified buyers get 0% financing for 72 months on this 2015 Chevy Silverado 4-door double cab. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Beautiful Friday evening here in Los Angeles. And tonight's batting order is presented by T-Mobile. Carl Crawford leads it off for the Dodgers, then Howie Kendrick, the kid Corey Seager hits 3rd, then the veteran 12 years in the league, Adrian Gonzalez. Justin Turner hits 5th, and Andre Ethier, A.J. Ellis, Jock Peterson, the rookie, and Clayton Kershaw doing the pitching and batting 9th. And here is Jacob deGrom.
All career high numbers for Jacob. They gave him 12 days off in September to try to regroup. And after that, he got back on that fastball, had that good downward plane, and threw 10 innings and only gave up a run.
97 miles an hour on the first 2 offerings to Carl Crawford. The 1-1. 97 again. But out of the strike zone, 2 balls and a strike.
It's been an effective pitch for him with 2 strikes, but I think he just overthrew that one.
Well, the key when you watch Jacob pitch is that you want to see him down early in the count. Then he can elevate that fastball when he needs to strike out. 59 runs is only the amount he gave up this year, but 16 of them in the first inning.
And he threw it right past Crawford for out number 1.
That's intentionally elevating the fastball right here. You got 2 strikes on him. You can see the target up a little higher. It hits a little bit above the target, but that's a pitch that's almost impossible to get. Missed that by a good 6 inches.
Well, you can say about DeGrom, the only start he's had this year where his heart could be this elevated was in the All-Star game. What did he do there? Only struck out the side on 10 pitches.
Yeah, Stephen Vogt and Jason Kipnis and Jose Iglesias, the victims in that 6th inning at the All-Star game. Howie Kendrick waits on an 0-1 from the slender right-hander. 0-2. You know the adrenaline's got to be through the roof with this kid. How do you channel it, Ronnie?
Well, he's a quiet assassin. If you talk to him when he's off the mound, everything is just cool and easy. He's one of those guys, there's no drama with Jacob DeGrom. You just let him every 5th day go out and do his job. We talked about him being a shortstop in college. He's a tremendous athlete, and now he's turned into a tremendous competitor on the mound.
No balls, 2 strikes. Out of play down the right side.
Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to see a breaking ball, because when somebody throws 97, 98 with that sort of explosion, you might not need a breaking ball to the 3rd or 4th inning. If that was a slider, stayed over the middle of the plate at 93.
Well hit, base hit to right. Kendrick just reached out and rifled it into right field. 4th member of our crew is Sam Ryan, who's on the field. Sam.
Yeah, Ernie, and with this start, Corey Seager makes history. He's the youngest Dodgers position player to start a playoff game in franchise history. He's 21, and since September 3rd, he has been their hottest hitter. Don Mattingly said,